Relay for Life is the signature fundraiser for the American Cancer Society. Relay is staffed and coordinated by volunteers in more than 5,200 communities and 20 countries who give of their time and effort because they believe it's time to take action against cancer. The local event and the details of Relay for Life in Polk County is coming up on Polk Place. Welcome to Polk Place. I'm your host, Brian Lacey, and joining us in the studio, well, a rookie to the show. Her name's Amy Nichols. She is a community manager from the American Cancer Society. First time on the show. Welcome.
Yes, thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Are you intimidated by the lights?
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It is a little intimidating for the first time.
Yeah. And making the roadie in from Winter Park all the way Orlando-wise.
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely.
Nice. Going to talk a little bit about Relay for Life, but let's first start off with the American Cancer Society. Talk to me a little bit about what you guys do.
The American Cancer Society is known for a lot of the resources that we provide to communities. We have programs called Road to Recovery, where we have volunteers that drive some of our cancer patients, people who are going through cancer, to their chemotherapy treatments for free. We provide resources like a 1-800 number for anybody who is currently going through cancer if they have any questions, insurance questions, questions about clinical trials going on. We provide that information for them via our 1-800 number. We have all sorts of different programs and resources available. I could go on and on all day, but the best way to kind of get a better idea of what we do and the resources that you have in your community that the American Cancer Society provides is to visit the cancer.org website.
Okay. Well, one of the things we were talking about, you guys do a lot of work social media-wise. How has social media allowed you guys to kind of broaden the paintbrush that you paint with?
Sure. Well, social media has really been a great way for us to increase our fundraising dollars. It's so easy nowadays to share your personal story and connection to cancer and why you join Relay for Life or why you volunteer for the American Cancer Society. And we provide resources like apps for your phone to very easily share on social media your fundraising efforts, so your friends and family can keep track of your efforts and everything you're doing as a volunteer, and they can donate to you and your team for Relay for Life. As
we heard in the intro, it's the signature event, Relay for Life, and a lot of communities, 20 different countries that it goes on. And in Polk County, Relay for Life is an incredible event. And you guys have got one coming up that two of our communities are joined on, Davenport and Haines City. Let's talk a little bit about that event.
Sure. So the Davenport and Haines City Relay for Life will take place on Saturday, April 1st. It is going to be from noon until midnight at Lake Eva Park. It is a gorgeous venue. We are so thankful for the city for providing the venue for us. And this year, our theme for Relay for Life is called Once Upon a Cure. So we invite your friends, family, neighbors, community members, faith-based groups, any organization to come out, join a team, and come out to Relay for Life and come up with some fundraising activity that you can do there and just have a good time. We'll staff it with entertainment, activities. There's going to be food. So it's all about having a good time and raising awareness for cancer and to really support members of your community who are currently battling cancer. So we really, especially if you are a cancer survivor, we encourage you to register for the events so that we know you're coming and so that we can, really help provide you some resources, and like I said, the community can come together and support you during this time.
And the cool thing about this is each community within Polk County has their own.
Yeah.
I mean, we've got over 2,500 square or 2,000 square miles here in Polk County and a lot of different communities. Talk to me a little bit about, each one of these is different depending upon where you go. Talk about how each community tailors it to their their needs.
Well, you actually nailed that right on the head, because we do try to go into every community and say what works best for you guys. So time frame might differ. I have another community that said, our Relay for Life is going to be 6 hours. We have communities that do it for 24 hours and you're up all night. But like I said, Haines City and Davenport will be a 12-hour event. So time frame differs, as well as the theme for the year is going to differ. The entertainment is tailored to the community. We'd like to feature acts and students that are in that particular community to come out and perform at Relay for Life. So you're going to get a lot more customization that's tailored to your specific community, to your Relay for Life event.
I've been with the county close to 15 years, and I've covered just a few of these. And if you've never checked one out, there are certain things that happen within the event itself. And if you do not cry during these things, you are not, you lack emotion, really. Talk a little bit about the survivors.
Yes.
And then the luminary.
Yes, so definitely the Luminaria ceremony is it's a very touching moment of our relay. It happens at nighttime. All of our relays, a common theme is we make sure there is a nighttime element, so that's why you kind of have those longer stretches of time. So once nighttime comes, we line a walking path, the track that people are constantly walking during relay. We line that with Luminaria bags that people have bought for a donation throughout the year. So people buy Luminaria bags to honor a loved one who has maybe passed away from cancer, or to honor someone who is currently battling cancer. So people will buy these luminaries. We line the track with them. They decorate the bags. And then it's a ceremony that honestly promotes a lot of healing. It's a very touching ceremony. It's a way that you can remember those loved ones, and you can join the fight and uplift the people who are currently battling. It is a very touching ceremony, and it's a very important part of every single one of our relays.
What are some of the other parts that folks might want to watch out for during the
Well, we always have an opening ceremony that kicks off the event, the Luminaria ceremony, like we talked about, and then a closing ceremony. But honestly, I would really reach out to go to your local Relay for Life website. You can always find more information about some of the fundraisers that might be going on at that particular relay. I know we are promoting a really fun activity at the Haines City and Davenport relay that is called a diaper derby, where we'll be having an activity where you can actually register your baby of a crawling age to race. So that's going to be really fun, and that's something specific to the Haines City and Davenport community. And it's $20 to register your baby to be in this crawling race, the diaper derby, and all of that money again goes to the American Cancer Society.
One of the things, such as the diaper derby,
yeah.
And then of course as the walk goes on throughout the night, people wear some very interesting, to say the least, clothing items. And I think the thing that you had mentioned, that you have people that are battling cancer there. Mm-hmm. Talk about what this event and the fun things, what it does mm-hmm. to take their mind off of what they're going through. Talk about the importance of just that, laughter as a healing
sure.
Element.
Sure. Not only laughter, but being able to channel maybe some of your emotions. I know when, regardless if it's cancer that's impacting you or a loved one, there's a lot of feelings and emotions that go into that. And Relay for Life is really a great way to channel that energy and channel that emotion into something positive. It's about saying, I'm going to take all these emotions and I'm going to make that, channel that energy into something positive, and we're going to bring everybody out and, and like you said about about being a cancer survivor, absolutely, this is a great way to uplift their spirits and see that they're not alone. Their community is supporting them, and their family and friends are rallying behind them. So it absolutely makes a huge impact emotionally, and that helps with the healing process.
Now, one thing that you mentioned a little bit ago about gathering your team as a fundraiser,
mm-hmm.
what are some of the things that you might suggest to do the fundraising?
So there are so many really fun and interesting things I've seen teams do to fundraise. My advice is to, form a team of your family, your friends, your coworkers, your neighbors, people that, you enjoy being around and hanging out with, because you're going to be with them throughout the duration of the event. And I encourage you to fundraise prior to the event as well as at the event itself. But when you're thinking about fun ways to fundraise, it's important to say, what am I doing in my daily life that I'm enjoying? Do I love yoga? And is there somebody, do I have a yoga teacher that might want to join my team? And maybe at the Relay for Life, we can say, we're going to have a yoga lesson at our campsite for a $5 donation for everybody who wants to join our yoga class that's happening at 2 o'clock or whatever. So it's all about trying to see what are our talents that we already have that we can turn into a fundraiser. What are fun things that we're doing in our everyday life? Do you enjoy going out to eat? Maybe you can work with a local restaurant and say, do a give back night where the restaurant gives back a percentage of the proceeds that night to your team. So it's all about being creative and thinking of a way to incorporate fundraising and things you're already doing and that you enjoy.
One of the things that we talked about, that this is a team event, but with every team event needs spectators. This is a spectator event too.
Yes.
Talk a little bit about how folks can get involved if they're just spectators.
Sure. Come out to the event. Come out to the event. Enjoy the entertainment. Make sure you bring some money to have some a dinner or have some lunch.
The most important thing, bring money. Don't bring empty pockets.
Yeah, bring some cash because like we said, this is a signature fundraising event and all of these donations are not only going to cancer research, but they're going right back into your community through some of those programs that I mentioned, like Road to Recovery, Look Good, Feel Better, among many others that you can learn more about on cancer.org. But yeah, it's all about, if you can't join a team or you say, I just kind of want to come and check it out, being a participant is equally as important as forming a team. We need the community to come out and see what our teams are doing and participate in the activities in order to keep the event lively and keep the donations rolling in. As
we said, a spectator sport. Each one of the venues is unique. I know in Mulberry they used to do it around their track. In Bartow they do it around their track. Winter Haven at one time had done theirs inside the Chain of Lakes baseball. And of course the venue that Haines City has that Davenport is sharing with him.
Beautiful.
I love that park.
Gorgeous, it is.
It is probably one of the coolest places to have an event.
And we have a stage right there, so we can bring that talent, and the talent's going to be on the stage in the middle of all of the action. So we couldn't have asked for a better location, and we thank the city of Haines City for allowing us to have the event there.
Amy, with a little bit of time that we've got left, what I'd like you to do is inspire those at home, whether they be individuals or if somebody's got a company,
sure.
Inspire them to get involved, whether with a team or if they can't make the event, at least give it their time, give their efforts, give it their resources. Inspire them to do as such.
Sure. So I think it's all about looking inward and saying, first of all, does the American Cancer Society's cause, does it touch your heart? Why is it that you would relay? Personally, I lost a coworker to brain cancer. And I just had my daughter 4 months, actually 3 months prior to his passing. And it was at that time, and I wasn't working for the American Cancer Society at the time, but it was at that time that I said, you know what, I want to make a difference. I want to make the world a better place for her. I want to make the world a cancer-free place for her. So I channeled that energy and said, you know what, I'm going to join the American Cancer Society. I'm going to join those efforts. And every day whenever I go to work, I can look at my daughter and say, I'm off to try to make the world a better place for you. So, and then we all have those stories. We all have a reason why we relay. And come out and share those stories. Come find me at the event. I would love to know, what's going on in your life and why are you there and what has cancer done to impact you in your life, and to thank you for coming out and supporting your community.
Amy, I want to thank you for coming on, and anytime that the American Cancer Society has anything going on, we'd love to support you in what you're doing and help you get out to work.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
All right. Hey, Relay for Life is the American Cancer Society's annual fundraising event for the Haines City and Davenport communities. This year, their theme, Once Upon a Cure, and they encourage the community to form teams with their family, friends, and coworkers to take part of this exciting fundraising event. Join them Saturday, April 1st from noon to midnight at Lake Eva Park, 555 Ledwith Avenue in Haines City. If you need more information, you can give them a call at 812-595-1431 or look them up on the web at relayforlife.org/Haines City.